everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by New Stopette, America's leading spray deodorant. The lotion spray deodorant that's like balm to your skin. Poof. There goes perspiration. Now let's all play What's My Line?
Now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers from coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'd like to introduce a gentleman who, like all of us on the panel, wishes you the happiest of New Year's, Fred Allen.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Arlene Francis is in Tokyo enjoying a New Year made in Japan. And in her place, it is my pleasant duty to present to you the prettiest doll of all of the dolls and guys and dolls, Miss Vivian Blaine.
Now may I present my favorite book publisher and columnist, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
Thank you, Vivian, or may I call you Adelaide?
Be my guest.
And now it's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you, for positively his first television appearance of 1956, our panel moderator, the witty and subtle Mr. John Charles Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. And at the risk of upsetting some few folks who are going to see the program on kinescope film and hence 1 or 2 weeks late, I would like to say Happy New Year for all of us who work on the program. And just to get this new year off on the right foot, panel, get your blindfolds on. Too bad. Actually, it's good for you. You'll like it after it's been done. There is, again, an element of identification here that gives us some concern. Either a physical attribute or a degree of costuming or coiffure that would give you, I think, a little too much information, so we have to ask you to put on your blindfolds, but your basic job is the same. What you have to do fundamentally is to identify an occupation. A little bit later on, we'll have our mystery challenger for these experts, but I think right now, with the blindfolds all in place, are they set, panel?
Yes, Mr. Daly.
Let's bring in our first challengers, whose line will have to be spotted. There's more than one. They have the same line. Will you make yourselves comfortable? And I would ask you, first of all, if I may, whether you're familiar with the scoring system on this program. Are you? Fine. If you're familiar with the scoring system, then let's let our friends at home and here in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we will tell you that our challengers are self-employed. With that, let's begin the general questioning with Fred Allen.
You...
Here we go. It's 1956.
John, you said that there are more than one person or two people involved here.
That's right. More than one. There are two, to be exact. Right.
Are you both of the same sex?
Regrettably, yes.
Are you, would your... why are we blindfolded, John? Would your names be known to most people?
Well, we can't actually, Fred, the area of identification is here if you were not blindfolded. We can't be specific about it because there'd be no point in having the blindfolds on you. But there is either a physical attribute, coiffure, general appearance, costume, or some element that would be revealing.
Well, are their names known to most people?
Ooh.
Well, I just want to establish that you have names because knowing John, he might have the front end and the back end of a horse there.
They both have names, Fred, and their names are well known, yes.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
They're self-employed, yes. It's a
Well,
profit.
is that a profit-making organization?
Very
I can't see
small
what
profit.
they look. They could be in rags. I mean, Are they, well, are you father and son?
Not actually.
One down and 9 to go, Miss Blaine.
Are you in show business?
Yes?
Are you actors?
No, ma'am.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you have something to do with the writing of shows or the music for shows?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you at the moment wearing your distinctive costumes?
Well, here again, we don't want to reveal anything. I would say again, Dorothy, I don't like to evade answering, but
No, I know
here
you
is something
don't,
where we
John.
don't want to reveal. I will say this, that they're dressed now as you might expect them to be normally, yes.
Are they, however, dressed differently from Bennett and Fred?
No, not substantially. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Allen.
But they are in show business. Are you in television?
Yes?
Do you have your own show?
Yeah.
Is it a weekly show?
Yes?
In the sense of not meaning the strength of the show, but it goes on. Is it a nighttime show?
Yup.
And you do comedy in it?
No comedy?
5 down and
No
5 to
comedy.
go, Miss Blaine.
Do I take it that you work behind the scenes rather than in front of the camera? In other words, you don't actually perform actively in front of the camera.
Yes, ma'am.
You do or you don't?
Yes,
No.
they do not perform
Yes, they do not.
actively in the front of the camera, no.
And they're not writers. You wouldn't be cameramen by any chance.
Cameramen.
Nope.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have you got anything to do with the fantastic organization that produces this particular show, What's My Line?
We have a connection.
Would you possibly be Goodson and Todman?
That's right. Actually, panel, we thought this would be a wonderful way to start the new year, and I must say that we did better with it than I thought we would. I didn't think we
believe
could fool you.
Everybody's fired, I suppose.
Yeah.
I want to fire Bill. He doesn't disguise his voice enough.
I'm not an actor. I don't know how to do it.
The first thing I've learned is that you can't possibly put 2 producers with our dimensions on one chair.
Now,
Will
will
you
you
be ready
get us
when
another
time's
chair?
All right?
Yes, sir.
To see what you make
John,
our guests do.
John, I'd like to ask you a question, if I might. Since this is the new year, how long do you think, or how long would you guess, to the month that What's My Line has been broadcast?
To the month, yes. Well,
To the day.
to the day. Oh, yeah. Well, all I can tell you, Mark, I know this. We've been on about 5.5 years, at least. That's the figure that
Well, I think that's pretty accurate for an MC. Actually, John, in 1 month, in February, we will have finished 6 years, and we'll start the 7th year of the broadcast of What's My Line.
Panel, we have the producers with us, so now comes statistics. Well,
That's correct.
what now?
We jotted in the back of an old envelope a few things that might not only interest the audience, who've been watching What's My Line for all these years, but I think might also interest the panel. Panel, you have solved, or you have worked on, let me say, approximately 1,000 different occupations, and you've solved successfully over 750 of them, which is 75%, which I think is wonderful.
That's pretty good.
Good
That's
batting.
good batting.
Also, you might be interested to know, and I think Bill has this little statistic on his
Happen to have it right here
on his
with me.
card. The number of people involved required to put on What's My Line every week. Bill, your turn.
Well, including our staff, our behind-the-stage people, you folks, John, there are 94 people each week involved in putting on What's My Line, which amazed me.
And we're glad to spread the responsibility, too.
Bill.
John, I'll tell you something else that I think the panel and the folks might like to know very quickly, and that's the fact that What's My Line, because of its just, I don't know why, is now on in the language of its own country, in England, in France, in Italy, in Mexico, in Cuba, in Puerto Rico, in West Germany, Australia, and in about 2 weeks, it'll be on in Japan.
When do we get to Russia?
What, Fred?
Are you two fellas going to take the $30?
I think we'll take the cue and leave.
Fred, I figure we tip it all over and we get the money. Good idea? Fine.
One more thing I want to say before I go, if I may. Sit down, Bill.
Sure.
The time is running a little late, Mark.
That's right. One more thing. One more fact which I think deserves a little more warmth than ordinary statistics. In the entire history of What's My Line, its entire 5 3/4 years, regardless of seasons or sickness and health, John Daly has never missed one broadcast, which I think is wonderful.
I do, too. I hope you do it for a lot of years longer, Dan.
Before they go, and while they're still listening, I want to say I think they're wonderful.
That they
No,
are.
my business.
They're absolutely remarkable. Actually, we had the time. We could, the 5 of us, sit here and just tell you about all of the other programs that Mark and Bill have inspired and also keep on the air. But they'd give us the devil if we did because they say we weren't putting on What's My Line. So, panel, up comes the next challenger. Let's see how well you can do. Will you sign in, please, ma'am? Agnes? Agnes von Rosen, is that right? Where are you from?
From Stockholm, Sweden.
From Stockholm, Sweden. Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Well, it could be both. I'm divorced.
Could be both. Rick, would you go over and see the panel for me, please?
How do you do?
Happy New Year. Skull.
All right. Mrs. von Rosen, would you sit down here, please? And I have to ask you immediately, although I think perhaps you do know how we score.
Yes.
You know how we
watch
score?
the show.
Good. Then let's let the folks at home, those here with us, know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Miss von Rosen is self-employed. With that, let's begin the general questioning with Mr. Cerf.
Miss Von Rosen, have you ever been in a beauty contest?
Never.
1 down and 9 to go,
Should
Miss
be.
Kilgallen.
Well, I can understand why Bennett suspected that she had. But do you deal with people in your work, Miss von Rosen? Yes. Do you come in contact with them directly?
No, not bodily.
I didn't mean bodily. I just meant to talk to.
Yes.
Well, now, here again, Dorothy, we don't want to mislead you. Talking to people is not necessarily vital to the performance of the function which we have here under discussion, so we'll leave the no stand up. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Allen.
Is there a product involved in what
No.
you do? There is no product.
Not in our terms of reference. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Blaine.
Do you deal in services?
Yes.
Is it something that makes people happy?
Yes.
Would it make me happy?
Might.
Would it make me happy? It might. It wouldn't be mink.
No, I'm afraid not.
Wouldn't be what? No, not me.
I passed to Bennett.
What do you mean you passed? You just got a no, lady. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
You mean she's a little maid?
Little one.
Mrs. Von Rosen, does the work that you do require any special strength or dexterity?
Yes.
Is it strength that it requires? The physical, it does.
No, I mean, if you want to pursue this to really
A logical
specific
conclusion.
detail, we'd be glad to go with you, but I say strength and dexterity are both necessary to the performance.
Do people watch you while you're performing these feats of strength and dexterity?
Yes.
Would it be anything that you could possibly be used in a circus or carnival, the work that you do?
No.
Not in a circus or carnival. 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
But you do perform before audiences.
Yes, I do.
Is it usually on a stage?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Allen.
Is it done in stores?
Stores.
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Blaine.
Is it done in water?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Has it got anything to do with winter sports?
Winter sports.
No.
It doesn't, does it? I'm
Oh,
trying
no.
to get a conference with you and getting nowhere. 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Does it have anything to do with any sport at all?
Yes.
Is it indoor sport?
No.
That's 10 down and no more to go. And this is going to rock you right back on your heels. Miss von Rosen is a bullfighter. And just to put the record straight, Miss von Rosen began fighting bulls 2 years ago, I believe. And on her first fight, she had a concussion. You got pretty badly roughed up, but she went back into the ring, and she's fought many engagements successfully since. And she just fought this one with great success.
Let's give her an ear.
Let's give her an ear. Boom! Miss von Rosen, thank you very much for being our guest. You stumped the panel, and we love it. Thanks a lot. And now we come to the special feature of the program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel are once again blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Back on.
Back on? Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? As you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You will ask one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin it all with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Allen.
Are you
Oh, excuse me, Fred. I forgot the rules.
in the theater?
Well, but in the theater, but at the moment...
Well, at the moment you are in the theater, unless we're in a barn someplace.
Actually, is the question...
I mean, is he known through his work in the theater?
well, you could say, but sometimes it would be, yeah, sometimes, yeah. That's right.
Miss Blaine?
Have you also been in pictures?
To say, well, I would, yes.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you better known as a picture star than as a Broadway legitimate actor?
Oh, I would say, what would you say?
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to. I would say this, if I would think also perhaps, yes. I would say that our guest is known very well in both media, Mr. Cerf, but I think perhaps also, yeah. Miss, I think so, yeah, sure.
Also, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Miss Kilgallen?
That's nice, thanks.
Now,
I'm completely confused. Are you under 40?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Allen?
I pass.
Miss Blaine?
Thanks a lot. Have you been, you're under 40, have you been in show business, either in theater or in pictures, let us say, for more than 15 years?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you in any picture that is currently playing about Broadway?
No, I wouldn't think so, no.
No, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you do anything besides act, such as singing, dancing, or playing a musical instrument?
Oh, well, I would say, but not in a steady way and some, no.
No, that's right. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Allen.
You're not Orson Welles.
Yes, it is not Orson Welles. Miss Blaine.
Are you in a current Broadway show?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you appear with any degree of regularity on television?
Yeah, oh, yes.
Miss Kilgallen.
Do you have your own program on television?
Well, yes, I'm in this show, yeah.
I would think, the way you talk about television and the programs, you would say that this was our guest show, yes.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Allen?
Is it a comedy show?
Yeah, that's what it is. I hope that's what it is.
Miss Blaine?
Are you are you better known for dramatics than comedy?
Well, you see, but I would say there would be this
No.
year or last year.
That could be up or down. Actually, a lot of both, Miss Blaine. Mr. Cerf?
Is this a nighttime show that you do?
That's right, yeah, that's right.
Miss Kilgallen?
Have you ever composed or written the lyrics for a song?
No, that's
$4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Allen.
Are you on this network?
only at the moment.
$5 down and 5 to go, Miss Blaine.
I'm going to take a wild guess. Have you been in show business, either in motion pictures or in theater, before you were an adult, I mean as a child?
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Cerf?
Did you ever do a picture with Charlie Chaplin?
Well, what I would say is that no. That loused that whole thing up.
You can't say no. It would louse it up all right, yeah?
It is now.
Wait a minute.
It is now.
Well, did he say no or didn't he?
Please.
Was your question, would you repeat your question, Mr. Cerf?
You
I
lost
asked
$5.
if the mystery guest ever made a picture with Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, no. 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, Mickey Rooney writes songs, and we've just ruled out Jackie Coogan. Are you Jackie Cooper?
Yes. And the best bratwurst accent we've had for a long time. Pascal, you like bratwurst?
Yeah,
huh?
that was
That's good, huh?
Oh, we thought it might be fun.
Actually, the television show is on another network, and it's
Yeah,
against the rules to mention it. It's NBC.
Oh, well, now
Well, now there I did. I spilled the beans, didn't I?
That's very nice of you.
But the thing is, I think Jack will admit he has got a companion with the most beautifully tender face in his show, a girl named Cleo.
Oh.
Was it a basset hound?
It's a basset hound. It's the most beautiful basset hound, most affectionate, wonderful, talented dog you've ever seen. A scene stealer. I know how Wally Berry felt now, you know.
The Basset Hounds are going to take over television.
But you're the people's choice, and Cleo just runs along with you.
I would say,
The name
yeah.
of the show is The People's Choice. I was making a funny.
Oh,
On
I
Thursday
thought that
night.
was Cleo
And we-
was the answer to Lassie or something.
Oh.
No.
Let it lie there. I mean, just step over it on the way out.
The People's Choice, the star, Cleo, is the Basset Hound. Lassie didn't get in. Have you heard about Lassie and Rin Tin Tin?
Yes.
Rin Tin Tin felt he ought to go to a psychiatrist, but they wouldn't let him on the couch. You know how it is.
No, I haven't heard it.
Would they do things like that in The People's Choice?
No.
They wouldn't dare.
Did you hear the new record that's been made by the There's No Place Like Home by the Dion Quintuplets?
All right.
I'll just throw that in for what it's worth.
You throw it, too. No, actually, though, I think, Jack, we've got things now thoroughly confused, so I would say that the show is not Cleo. The show is The People's Choice. And it's on Thursday nights at 8:30, I believe.
Thursday night. No,
Beginning
9 o'clock.
9
Starting
o'clock.
this week, immediately following Dragnet. Which is
Say,
which time.
you see, Dragnet comes, and
That's
they
on
can't
another
find out who did it, see? And then Jack comes in with Cleo, and he's the People's Choice, and Cleo goes and finds... There you
Should
are.
have a
I knew
bloodhound.
we'd get this lick. Thanks a lot, Jack. Nice to have you with us. Good to see you. Miss Vivian, it was nice having you with us tonight. It was too easy, though. Next week, when you're back, we'll make it tougher. And
Please
until
do.
make it real tough. Until next week, this is John Dady saying good night, Dorothy.
Good night, John. Good night, Fred.
Good night, Dorothy. Vivian, you're going to be here next week. I'll say good night to you next Sunday.
All right, do that, Fred. Happy New Year, everyone. Good night, Bennett.
Thank you. And Arlene, I don't know what Japanese you're sitting on, but Happy New Year. Good night, John.
Good night, Arlene, wherever you are. And thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line?
Like Lucy and